Hi everyone, my name is Claudia Boclava. Today I'm going to talk about crowdfunding platforms. During today's session, I'm going to talk about crowdfunding platforms and its concept, how to contract a platform, and what's UNDP's offer related to crowdfunding. Understanding crowdfunding platforms. There is a vast variety of crowdfunding platforms. Some of them work at the local level and some others work at the global level. When choosing a platform, you have to think about the characteristics of your audience, like their demographic, their location, donation patterns, like do they donate more during a specific dates, like holidays? What languages do they speak? This is important because you have to think if your audience is going to be more interested in donating to a campaign that it's in their own language, or if they would be interested in donating to a campaign that it's in English, for example. The payment methods are also really important. You have to think about which are the payment methods that your audience actually prefers. These are some of the characteristics that you should have in mind when identifying your platform based on your audience characteristics. Some platforms work at the national level or local level. Some of their benefits can be that they reach out to a targeted community and they have high visibility in the country. There are international platforms that also reach out to a targeted community, but have access to the international community as well, like expats or international donors that are interested in the theme of your campaign. Also, these international platforms have high visibility, and sometimes they have the ability to access to the targeted sector or network. Some international organizations like UNICEF also use international platforms. When thinking about the criteria for selecting your crowdfunding platform, you have to think about a checklist that you're going to create to identify the best platform for your project. And this could include the fees and costs, the geographic focus, the payment options, the funding modalities, the terms and conditions that the platform is offering to UNDP, the support and resources, meaning does this platform offer customer care support or not? The success stories as well. This is important because this will be the stories from other users, other organizations that created their campaigns on this platform. There are different types of crowdfunding in the crowdfunding world. Generally, at the Crowdfunding Academy, we use donation-based crowdfunding, which is basically a non-financial return type of crowdfunding. This is the typical model of, for example, GoFundMe. There is also reward-based crowdfunding, and this is the case when you create a campaign and you're asking for support, and in return, you will be offering a reward or like a perk to your donors. There are also two types of modalities. One of them is lending-based, which is mainly peer-to-peer campaigns, and this works more like a loan from your donors. The donation is basically a loan. And then there is equity-based crowdfunding, in which you're offering shares to the donor, which is basically part of your campaign. The qualification criteria, it's really important because you have to think about the constraints that you might have related to your region, for example. And when it comes to your region, you have to think about the legal, operational, technical, and audience restrictions that you might identify. Legal constraints could be like, for example, trying to understand if it's legally allowed to raise funds in the name of UNDP in your country. Operational constraints are related to basically, is UNDP allowed to receive funds from a private sector or from an NGO that is collecting funds on its behalf. Technical constraints are related more to, for example, the location in which the crowdfunding platform operates and where you are raising funds. You need to confirm if you can collect funds from this platform in your country with the platform focal point. Also, the audience and location is another constraint that you should have in mind. As I said before, who is your main audience and where is it located? It's a key question to ask yourself when choosing your platform. Another point that you have to have in mind is the cost. For example, some crowdfunding platforms offer the platform for free, but they charge transactional fees, which will vary based on the payment method. Like if you pay with credit card, won't be the same if you pay, for example, through a wire transfer or through crypto. Also, some platforms are not for free and they charge a platform fee. This is basically a fee that you're paying for just using the platform. It doesn't include the transactional fee. Another important point that you have to include on your checklist is the donation information that the platform offers to your team. Think about the dashboard that you would like to see and the content that you would like to see on it. Some platforms actually offer a dashboard itself that you can actually edit with information that you want, and some others just offer the transactional history without any other type of interaction. You have to think about what are the main points that you want to see about your campaign, but most importantly, you want to have like the big picture of basically the progress of your campaign. And for this, you will be trying at least to have from the platform the following information: the total amount raised, the transactional history, and the donation reports. So you will be able to create reports based on the month or the dates that you're interested in. Some crowdfunding platforms offer different types of modalities after you finish your campaigns and when you're trying to reconcile the funds. Some of them are all or nothing type of platforms, which is basically if you meet your goal, you get all the funds. But if you don't, you won't get the funds that you raise, even if you raise 85% of your financial goal. Also, some other platforms work more on the flexible funding type of modality. And this, regardless if you meet or not your goal, you will keep your money. UNDP always uses this type of crowdfunding modality. The payment methods, as I mentioned before, it's really important because you're trying not only to provide to your audience like multiple options to donate, but also you're trying to connect with them and you're trying to make this campaign more appealing by offering multiple payment options that they actually use. So when identifying your crowdfunding platform, think about if your donor is, for example, willing to pay in a credit card. Is it common to use credit cards in the country where you are like looking to launch your crowdfunding campaign? And this country could be different from where the funds will go at the end. This country could be the country where most of the expats are located, for example. You have to think about like the transaction currency, because for some campaigns, you will be able, for some platforms, you will be able to show the campaign in the local currency, but then the donors will be charged in an international currency, like dollars. So you have to think about like your audience will be okay with this, or will they prefer to get charged in the local currency? Also, don't forget about crypto. Crypto is a growing payment method. In some countries, people are starting to use it for daily basis transactions, like donations. platforms offer marketing packages. These are basically ads that your crowdfunding platform will offer you to boost your campaign and its visibility. Contracting a platform. When creating an agreement with a crowdfunding platform, you have to think about, first of all, if the platform is charging you a fee or not. If the platform is charging you a fee, basically you will need to hire the company that is providing this software service. And this will be via procurement process, like a micro purchase, an RFP, or other type of procurement process that your procurement unit will identify. Another option is that actually the platform works kind of as an NGO and doesn't actually ask for a platform fee. This basically means that the platform is for free for UNDP. If the platform doesn't charge UNDP any fee, you will be able to create one type of agreement that will be kind of the contract to hire this crowdfunding platform. Generally, like we suggest to use a partnership agreement, because if the platform is not offering a fee, then we don't need to go through a procurement process because we are not buying anything. So in this case, you can create a pro bono agreement or a financial contribution agreement. You will need to identify this with your partnership specialist, but usually we work with this type of partnership agreements. How does it work? Basically, usually these platforms don't charge any fee for using the platform, but they might charge you fees for the transactions. So they might deduct from the donation that you receive a percentage based on the payment method. Remember always to follow the due diligence process for NGOs and private sector, because you will be creating a partnership agreement. UNDP's offer related to crowdfunding. UNDP's offer related to crowdfunding is divided into 4 pillars. Our first pillar is the campaign platforms and administration. This is basically the access to a corporate digital fundraising platform, every.org. Also getting access to resources that will help you to guide your campaign development. Additionally, we provide training and community. Together, we work with the Alternative Finance Lab to provide different trainings, like the Crowdfunding Academy. We created a community on SparkBlue, which is called the Crowdfunding COP, Community of Practice. And we also launched fundraising webinars with fundraising experts. We provide also mentorship hours during the Crowdfunding Academy. The third pillar of UNDP's offer is financial operations. If you use our central crowdfunding platform, every.org, you will be able to get support from Vera Management Support Unit, MSU, to do the financial reconciliation monthly. So we will be basically doing the reconciliation of the funds from our account to your account. The fourth pillar is the central marketing support. We provide to all the teams that are working at the Crowdfunding Academy better communication support. This could be basically reflected on blogs related to your campaign or social media posts on UNDP's central accounts, and access to different grants like the Google Ads grant. This is UNDP's digital giving architecture. As you can see, we work with every.org on providing you access for free to a crowdfunding platform. Every.org is an international platform. It is located legally in the US, but you can raise funds through this platform in multiple countries. How does it work? Basically, your donation goes to the platform, and once we reach the first week of each month, we start the transactional reconciliation, which is basically getting a donation from every.org, because we have a partnership agreement with them, to UNDP's bank account. And after we do that, using the trust account for each of the campaigns that are running, we do the reconciliation and we send the funds that we receive for those campaigns. Every.org. Every.org is the platform that we are using right now for crowdfunding. All the country offices have access for free to this platform. And we call the campaigns on every.org fundraisers. As you can see, this is the main homepage of UNDP on every.org, and we have 2 or 3 fundraisers right now running. Every.org features are mainly the ability to create a campaign really fast, because you need to send us the cover photo, the title, the description, the fundraiser goal. This is basically your financial goal, the amount raised offline if you're basically receiving funds outside the digital giving platform, and a thank you message. In just a matter of hours, we can create your fundraiser and your campaign will be live. And that's one of the main benefits of Every.org, that it's pretty simple. Every.org actually offers multiple payment methods, not only credit cards, but also Apple Pay, Google Pay, and US donors can pay also through ACH transfers, which are like kind of wire transfers. Also, we provide access to crypto payment and stock payments through Every.org. Donations options on Every.org are set. They go from $20 to $250. We cannot put the minimum amount lower than $10, because basically this is to avoid any type of fraud. The transactional currency on Every.org is US dollars. So have that in mind, because if you're interested in a platform that offers local currency payments, unfortunately, Every.org won't be that best candidate. This is basically an example of the donation page on Every.org, and you can see all the different payment methods that we have. Lastly, as part of one of the Vera crowdfunding offer pillar, we provide access to the Google Ads grant. The Google Ads grant basically provides the opportunity to the country offices to create Google search ads for free. You can promote your campaign. Keep in mind that it should be a UNDP domain or an Every.org domain through Google search ads. You can create ABC testing tool, test these campaigns. You can also use our toolkit to create the ads and your campaigns on Google Ads. Through this presentation, I went over the main characteristic of crowdfunding platforms. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to your mentors. Thank you so much.